Audio story from Sri
Trishanku Heaven. Have you heard of a king named Harishchandra? This is a story of his father, King Satyavrata, who was a great ruler. As his name suggests, Satyavrata always followed Satyam, truth and Dharma. He ruled the earth for hundreds of years and had attained fame in all the three worlds. Finally, Satyavrata had only one wish. He had earned only good merits, so he knew that after he died, he would attain the heaven. But he wanted to go to the heaven along with his body. The king approached his family guru, Sage Vishwamitra, to help him with this wish. Sage Vishwamitra refused it, saying, "My dear king, as you know, it is impossible and against the nature for a human to enter the heaven. Don't you know that only souls can enter the heaven, not the body?" King Satyavrata was simply not convinced, so he approached Sage Vishwamitra's sons to help him with this wish. Sage Vishwamitra's sons got profusely angry. They said, "O king, how dare you ask us to execute a request declined by our own father? How can we go against our father? This will be an insult to him. Sage Vishwamitra has been the Kulaguru to all the kings in your Ikshvaku dynasty. How can you do something not approved by your own guru?" King Satyavrata was very unhappy to hear this. He said, "If my guru and his sons do not want to help me, it leaves me with no choice but to look for another guru." Hearing this, Sage Vishwamitra's son cursed King Satyavrata to become a Chandala called Trishanku. Very soon, the king's clothes and body turned black. His ornaments turned into iron, and he became ugly and scary to look at. His own family and his ministers failed to recognize him or believe him. The people of his town, along with the ministers, chased him out of his own kingdom. Chandala Trishanku walked all night and reached the hermitage of Sage Vishwamitra. The sage instantly recognized the king and asked, "Oh noble king, what happened? How did you become a Chandala?" Vishwamitra felt very sympathetic to the king's story and promised him that he will help him out. He said, "Trishanku, with all my powers of tapasya, I will rise you to the heaven along with your body." He then invited many other sages to join him and performed a yajna. At the end of the yajna, when Vishwamitra summoned all the devas to accept their share of the yajna prayers, the yajna havis, none of the devas came. Vishwamitra was now fuming and his eyes were blazing with anger. He held up the spoon with which the ghee is poured in the yajna and said, "With all my powers, I will rise Trishanku to heaven myself." Slowly, Trishanku began rising up in the air, and soon he vanished into the clouds. When Trishanku reached the heaven, Indra refused to accept him and pushed him down. Now Trishanku was hanging upside down between the heaven and the earth. As Vishwamitra saw this, he quickly created a new heaven with its own set of stars, 7 rishis and the orbits. This entire unnatural process shook all the three worlds. Indradeva came down to Vishwamitra. He said, "Sage Vishwamitra, it is unnatural for a human body to directly reach the heaven, and also one who is cursed by his own guru cannot even enter the heaven. This is why I rejected Trishanku." Vishwamitra was now in his own dilemma. After all, he had made a promise to Trishanku and now he cannot take it back. So Vishwamitra said, "O Indra, I will not let Trishanku descend back to the earth. This new heaven, created with all my powers, shall be permanent. Trishanku shall be the Indra of this new heaven. His name and fame will stay forever." And this way, Vishwamitra helped King Satyavrata with his only wish, and Trishanku hung upside down in his own new heaven. Do you want to know an interesting fact of this? Astronomically, Trishanku Heaven is known as the Southern Cross constellation, and this is the national symbol of Australia, Brazil and New Zealand. The end.